The rain poured like judgment from the sky, drenching the cardboard delivery box in her hands. Alina tightened her thin scarf around her neck, wiped the droplets from her eyelashes, and stood quietly at the towering glass entrance of a luxury high-rise. Inside, warmth and wealth sparkled. Outside, she was cold, soaked, and invisible. She rang the bell. The door opened with a hiss of air conditioning and opulence. A tall man in a tailored Italian suit stood at the door, frowning at her presence as if she tracked mud across his marble floors. His name was Raymond Chase, a tech millionaire known for both his fortune and his arrogance. "You're late," he snapped without a hello. "I'm sorry, sir. The storm. Spare me. Just sign here." Alina pulled out the receipt, her hands trembling not from fear but from the chill in her soaked sleeves. As she passed the paper, her eyes caught a glimpse of an open brief on the desk inside. It was covered in documents, blueprints, data, and foreign characters. Chinese. No, Korean. Raymond followed her gaze and smirked, condescendingly amused. "What? You recognize that? You deliver noodles, not translate them." Alina blinked, stunned by the insult, but said nothing. She didn't have the luxury of pride. He walked over to the desk, picked up a paper, and shoved it toward her. "If you're so smart, translate this," he barked, laughing, confident she'd fold like the rest. But she didn't. Her eyes scanned the document quickly. Then she began to read. Word for word. Fluidly. Perfectly. Raymond's smile melted into confusion. She didn't just understand it, she owned it. Her voice was clear, confident. Like someone who had studied. Like someone who had lived it. You speak Korean?" he asked, stunned. Alina gently returned the paper. "I majored in linguistics. Korean and Mandarin, actually. And I was top of my class. But my father got sick, and tuition had to wait. So, here I am. Delivering noodles." A silence filled the room that the storm outside could not match. Raymond stood frozen, suddenly aware of how small he seemed in the presence of someone he had underestimated. His arrogance flickered, then failed altogether. He cleared his throat, suddenly awkward. "Listen, sorry. I didn't mean to insult." "It's okay," Alina interrupted softly, her voice kind, but tired. "You don't have to apologize. Just, don't assume someone's worth based on where they stand." She turned to leave, but he stopped her. "Wait," he said quickly. "I've been trying to finalize a deal with a South Korean investor. That document is critical, but Google Translate doesn't cut it. I've already had 2 professionals mess it up." He hesitated, then looked at her, truly looked at her. "Would you consider helping me? I'll pay you." "Of course." She raised an eyebrow. "You want the noodle girl to be your translator now?" He smiled sheepishly. "I want the smart noodle girl who speaks 3 languages better than I speak one." Over the next few weeks, Alina worked side by side with Raymond. At first, it was just business. But slowly, something changed. He listened more. She opened up. Her insights, her clarity, her quiet strength began to shift the way he saw the world. He learned that her mother had passed away when she was 13, and that she had been working part-time jobs since high school to help her family survive. He learned that she loved poetry, especially Korean haiku. That she hadn't touched a book in over a year because she didn't have the time. And Alina learned something too. Raymond wasn't just arrogant, he was lonely. He had built empires but never learned how to share them. His life was a museum of things, not people. She changed that. Together, they closed the Korean deal. Investors were blown away by her precise translations, her cultural insights, and her unexpected brilliance. He offered her a full-time role. She turned it down. "You're amazing," he said. "Why would you say no?" "Because I'm going back to school," she said, smiling. "You reminded me who I was before life got in the way." A year later, Raymond stood at a university auditorium, clapping proudly as Alina walked across the stage to receive her degree. Honors. Top of her class, again. After the ceremony, he handed her a small envelope. "What's this?" she asked. "A letter of recommendation, and a plane ticket." "Seoul. You always wanted to study there, right?" She looked up, eyes wide. "You believed in me," she whispered. He shook his head. "No, Alina. You believed in yourself. I just finally caught up."